Today's segment of Life is Business is brought to you by Austin Media Group, a full-service creative agency dedicated to helping businesses grow their online presence, and Complete Image Manufacturing, a full-service fashion and textile manufacturing company serving emerging brands and corporations.
We are back to Life is Business, and we are just having a nice conversation about everything. So I want to talk now about the difference of the business of fashion and the art side of it. I know we mentioned that we were going to get into that, but we definitely look to that to kind of separate the two. So talk a little bit more about that when you was talking about that.
And I definitely, we need to get your input on this as well, your perspective. But for me, I think for the different spots I've been to, Detroit, New York, Atlanta, LA, people that's growing into the fashion industry don't know how to separate the fashion side of the social light, the beauty part of it, the trend of it, from the business. And you can really get caught up in all of the hype part and lose out on business. I've been a part of organization groups set on boards within just the fashion community alone. And that's when you really understand, especially if you're going in with a more business mindset than a lot of the peers that's there. Because I'm going in there looking at how can I move my business. I have a manufacturing company. I have a athletic line. So I'm using this to move my business and catapult it to the next level. But you can get caught up in these environments and it's just party, if you will, because they just pushing the look of fashion, if that makes sense. And be like, okay, where's this business component, where we are connecting the dots to making things happen, to make these transactions happen. So you can see a lot of people fall into that, especially like models, stylists, because the startup is hard, you're trying to find out where you fit. So then you can get a model like, oh, I modeled here, I modeled this product, I modeled with these guys. Okay, but where are you at in the business side? Because you still have a whole livelihood that you have to support. So if you can speak on your perspective of, separating the two and being successful in it all.
Well, the way that I look at it is actually like a pyramid. There's few at the top and there are many at the bottom. You have to decide where you want to be. Are you going to soar with the eagles or walk with the ducks? Okay? And not everybody's a business person. Not everybody has a business mind. So I can't make you what you're not. Okay, you have to have a fire inside of you that burns and yearns for that. You can be a model, and I'm not taking that away. If you enjoy modeling and doing what you do and just going from here to there, that's fine, okay? But I look at it a bit more because I want more out of my time. I look at the business aspect of it, but everybody's not a business person, so I don't want to put blame and fault because a person is not a business person. But if you are a business person, then you're going to look at it in a different light. And you're going to say, well, what can I do to make a difference in what I do? And I take and look at who, going back again, is my target market. And I develop it and see what I can do to make a difference, not only in my life, but in the lives of others also. Because I think that we're all here to make a difference in other people's lives. This is what you do with your manufacturing business. You make a difference in other people's lives. We have to continue to do that because you can never become successful with only yourself. You have to have others. And this is what we do. We create things. And the creativity comes from within. It doesn't come from without, okay? You have an inner light in you, just like a person that paints, a Picasso. It's an inner light. They say that a sculptor just has a stone, but when he chips away at that stone, the creativity comes out. And what was always there but he had to define it. And this is what we do with our businesses.
Yeah. Where do you think that fashion actually came from? Like the start of, we say, fashion overall or just black fashion? Where do you pinpoint where fashion actually came from?
Well, I think everybody likes to be an individual. Everyone likes to stand out. Okay, so fashion came when people wanted to stand out. They wanted to be seen. They wanted to be different from everyone else.
Yeah.
So they did something or put something on that made them stand out. And all they needed was one or two compliments, and they knew it gave them personal gratification and made them feel good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we capitalize on that, and we figure, what can we create to make other people feel better about themselves? Because that's all fashion is. Whether it be Revlon, whether it be anything, makeup, hair, wigs, whatever, it changes the feeling that the person has what? About themselves. So fashion was there when people found that other people looked at them and acknowledged them. People love to be what? Acknowledged. And if you find most people, when you talk to a person, the first thing they want to tell you is what? About themselves. Okay? And after a while it becomes boring and you thinking about something else, but everyone likes to talk about self. And what we do in fashion is create so that they can have something to talk about, or give others something to what? To talk about.
Because me and Angelo was talking about it. Like for me, fashion started even back over there in Africa with the kings and queens. It separate groups, it separate classes, all of those things. So like when you see somebody with the crown and the jewels and the robe, you know that this person is definitely separated from the guy that just wearing whatever they wore just as the standard clothing, if it was a sense of a standard clothing back then. But like you said, it gives you something to talk about. Because even in those groups, and we do it a lot, like I admire the way you dress today. I even see how you got your glasses that match the suit. So it's like, it also, like you said, identify you in a sense of, it could be 10 of us in this room wearing glasses, but I'm pretty sure they're not doing their glasses with their suits like how I'm doing it and being able to pull it off. So it's like a whole statement part of it as well.
But you have to enjoy this, okay? Because I enjoy dressing. I enjoy putting the glasses with it, putting the shoes with it. But it's a feeling, and you get up and it makes you feel good. I've come here before, and you're suited and booted, and I say, you know what, my brother looks outstanding. And I mean, it's just the feeling. It's an energy.
Yeah.
We all feel energy, okay? Whether it's good energy or bad energy, we feel energy.
Yeah.
Providing we can get out of our own minds and actually feel another person's energy. Some energies are not good. And when I feel energy that's not good, I'm gonna leave you alone.
Yeah.
I gotta keep moving. Because what you become then is parasitic. And then you drain my energy from me, that then I gotta go back and plug into somebody like you or you to get my energy level back up, okay? So I enjoy it. I like meeting people. I like, people ask, where did you get that? Where did you get that? And it's fun, okay? But I pick and choose. And at this particular point, anything that we're buying now, we don't need. We're buying our wants, going back again, okay? And we wake up, and I thank God for it, that we're able to buy our wants. We're not waking up every day to buy, what do I need today? It's what do I want today? God has given me another chance to open my eyes and get what I want. And if I didn't get it today, he says, you know what? Don't worry about it. You'll have it tomorrow, because the gift that I've given you is life in the present. And this is a gift to you from me. So the only thing that I have to do is enjoy it. And if I didn't like what I did today, I create something new tomorrow.
definitely like that. So we established fashion been around since damn near the beginning of time. But when do you feel like it became mainstream and industrialized?
When it was money to be made.
When it was the money
There
to be
was
made?
money to be made, certainly. Okay, it's a multi-billion. I mean, it's $300-400 billion industry. So why wouldn't people do that? Okay, people. Even with underwear, you buy designer underwear.
Right.
Okay, that people don't even see. Okay, you buy designer socks. Okay, everything. Okay, so with a market being that vast and large, people understood everybody wants to be somebody. Okay, and so they capitalized on it. Okay, I gotta go. I'm not gonna buy a pair of socks from the Five and Dime. I gotta have some designer's name on it.
Right.
For what? It's gonna wear out the same, and I throw it away. But then what do? Go back and buy some more. and it just grows and grows and catapults. Yes. So I mean, fashion has been around when people understood people want to be different, they want to stand out, and they want to feel good about themselves. Not that they shouldn't feel good about themselves for who and what they are, but the little extras, they help.
Yeah. Yeah, because I like when I go into a business conference and an event and people point out that I done killed the scene.
You understand? You understand? Exactly.
And that helped with business too.
Yeah,
like that help people. Yeah,
I actually, that's like one of my things, my tactics to business. So like, because I just feel like it's a connection it's a personal connection. Everybody don't want to be business. So when you first go out and be like, oh, I do this, I do that, you have that personal connection. Because me personally, I'm a little standoffish. But if I can look at you and be like, oh man, I'm a compliment you. I'm a compliment how you dress, your cologne, stuff like that. Because like you said, those are things that entice me. I like those things. So I'm like, oh, I like that. I like your suit. Oh, I like your suit too. Oh, okay. By the way, what is it that you do?
Yeah.
Like you
There
said,
you go.
they always
There you
like
go.
to talk about themselves. When we do this, and the third, then you kind of, with me, strategically, I find out how I get in to talk about my business.
Exactly.
Where their hurts are, what we can do.
And the crazy part is when you dress, you really marketing yourself at that thing. Like,
Exactly.
That's exactly what you're doing.
100%. You're marketing yourself. Once you market yourself, now you can market your business.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
the way that
All
goes.
right. But first, you have to get in the door.
Yeah.
You market yourself. Now, you can market your business because, like you said, someone says, I like what you have on. You look great. What do? And then it goes into it. But if you had on something that didn't appeal to anybody, they're saying, we're not going to talk to him.
Yeah.
We're going to go with somebody else.
How important has networking been? And we want to tell this for our listeners because it's one thing we like to stress. How important has networking been in you building your empire like you have?
You have to have networking. You have to have personality. You have to have a warmth about yourself and what you do. Networking is so important and on so many different wavelengths. You know, you have to sometimes go to political events. You're shaking hands. You have to go to like Patti LaBelle when she came in to my store. And I say, Patti, and I gave her a pair of shoes. Patti went to the Fox Theater. She had my shoes on, and she told everybody at the Fox, I got these shoes from Mr. B's. So networking, how important is it? It's the epitome. You have to be able to be impressionable. You have to be able to network. And this is what I'm doing with you, gentlemen. I'm networking. Okay? I'm networking. And we're growing collectively together. And as people see this, we're doing what? Still again? Networking.
Yeah.
It's a trickle down effect.
Exactly. Exactly. That's it. That's it.
What about branding when it comes to fashion? Because I noticed that with your company is Mr. B's shoe stores. It's not Mr. Harris shoe stores or Mr. A shoe store. tell the audience about the process of that, because I think that a lot of fashion enthusiasts don't sit down enough to actually think about the name of their brand, or even how to put their brand out there. Because from Mr. B's shoe store, it gives a different take than Mr. H or Mr. Harris. Like, I know it popped in your ears and you heard it and like, oh, I like Mr. B's shoe store. So what was that process like?
Well, I think that you go through and you test the water to see what name is good. It's just like with any business. You don't just put any name up there. It's got to be a catchy name. It's got to be a catchy slogan to it. And I just said, hey, B, my name, okay? And shoes. This is what I'm doing. And now it's called for her because it's female shoes. But, and then I would do clothing and I would call it Beware. Okay, so you're just taking an offshoot and you're growing with it. But it's got to be something that energizes. And as you get the name out there more and more, whether it be, well, now it's social media, it's no flyers too much anymore, but it's social media, and you create the persona of that. And people, your name eventually starts to ring, okay, in people's ears, in people's minds. I just had a gentleman and I had 2,500 flyers made up, and normally I don't do flyers anymore, but he passes them out of Shane Park, okay, to let people know I'm still around, okay? So we're always recreating ourselves, and you know who was the best with recreating themselves and kept their longevity? Was Miles Davis, okay? He always recreated himself. And that's what kept him in the game the longest, because Miles never was the same. Okay? We have to learn how to recreate ourselves. I'm not the same Mr. B's I was 30 years ago. I have to recreate now. And this is what keeps us going. Can't be the same.
Yeah, like for 2 points. So like a lot of people didn't know that Nike wasn't always Nike. They changed their name because the first name it didn't click. It didn't click with people. And then to your point, recreating themselves. Nike also started off with running shoes. And they got to a ceiling and they figured out that they needed to go in a whole different direction. That's where the Michael Jordan contract came. But then when you even think about names, so like McDonald's started as a family business. It's this guy named Ray Kroc. He went into business with them and he manipulated the situation and took McDonald's as a whole. So they asked him, they're like, why you were so stuck on keeping McDonald's? Why did you want to keep McDonald's? He like, who would want a Kroc burger? Like, that don't ring, but that McDonald's, plus the branding was already out there. Everybody fell in love with McDonald's and what it is, because it's a family owned business, it represent family and all like that. So he like, y'all, the package is already there. I'm not about to take the back end, which was the model of the business, the kind of like the assembly line of how they made the burgers and stuff. Like, I'm not about to just take the back end and leave the branding part of it and give that back to y'all. No, I want all of that, because now if I come out here with Kroc burgers, no, I ain't about to. It is not gonna pop. And that's just like with Complete Dominance Athletics. It pops to what I want my clientele to know. Like, you have to be a dominant athletic. You have to be a complete dominant athlete to want to represent this brand. It's a mental, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's physical, it's this longevity. You're not in a box. You're not just a basketball player. You're not just a boxer. It's you as a person, as being a complete dominant. When you wake up every day, you want to feel dominant. You want to look at your day as that you're going to conquer this day in an athletic form. Everybody wanted to be an athlete one way or another. You want to play on a basketball team, football team. You have some type of inspiration of playing sports or somewhere you might not have, but I want to tap into that person. that inner person. So that's what my brand represents, and I see that's what your branding represent as well for your clients.
You have to create some type of branding. You look at Mel Farr. Mel Farr, we see him flying in the Cape, but that was his branding. McDonald's, Ronald McDonald. Okay, so you have to create something that represents, like you said, your brand, whether it be in athletics, whether it be in food industry, whether it be in the fashion industry. We have to brand our products. Okay, and so we have to dig a little deeper, work a little harder, but it's all here. It's available to you. And like I said, I don't know it all. Okay. This social media really flipped me from where I was years ago. I didn't know a thing about analytics, about doing background work and how many hits and so forth. But it was too late for me to try to learn it all, so what did I do? I found the right person who did. Okay? Sitting with you. I didn't figure out how. Who? Okay? You were my who's. Okay? And this is where I grow. Okay? And then the people that work for you. You are their who's and they're your who's. Okay? Because you give them something with which to stand on. Something to say, well, hey, I can make a living with your dream. Because it's all about your dream. And don't wake me up, because I'm dreaming good. Okay? So.
And I also have to commend you on, and I see this as just part of who you are, but just willing to adapt with the times. Because I'm pretty sure when social media first came out and came out as a business, you looked at it as an opportunity where so many other people that's probably was in business with you back then was like, I'm not about to get into social media. I'm not, and that ain't nowhere for me to like advertise my business. They try to stick with the old, and especially in our community, because this is what this is for. Our people, we have to learn to not to stick with the old. That's just like AI. Angelo introduced me to AI, and I'm always a person that want to move forward. I'm a forward thinker. How can I use this to catapult my business? How can I use it for the growth of me? Because it's here. It's evolution. That's just like what I was just thinking about money the other day. I'm like, man, what's going to be the next stage of money? Because money always evolved. If you always looked at how you did a transaction, it evolved. When it first started, like if you had a service and I had a service that you needed, that's how we exchanged services. But then it got to the point where like, okay, somebody thought that your service and my service was two different values. So we ain't about to be trading a loaf of bread and me giving you a pile of bricks for you to build a house. Now you have to put some money on that loaf of bread, or you just give me my money for these bricks and I can pay you for the loaf of bread. So things like that, we always have to be mindful that we have to evolve. What was that like for you to know that?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, AI is here, and AI is here to stay. AI makes our lives so much simpler. Okay? And people, understand what I'm saying. It's very important. With opening up a business, you have to have what? A business plan.
Right.
Okay? Normally, we would go and have somebody, what? Develop that business plan. They charge us $1,500 to develop that business plan, and then we could take that to start the formatting of our business. I can talk to my phone on AI. And that same business plan I can get in 2 minutes off of my cell phone. Marketing. I can talk to my cell phone and say, AI, how do I market an upscale women's shoe store? It will break it down. And then if I say, well, define it, I need something more concrete. It will go over everything and condense it. I mean, how easy can it be? To be stuck in the past is like a tree and the wind is blowing. Wind blows so hard, a smart tree moves back and forth, they bend with it. A crazy, strong tree says, I'm not bending. It does what? It breaks. We're not gonna break. We bend, we go with the flow. This AI is the best thing any business could have because it can take you to a level in business that you have never even thought about. It will teach you how to market your business, how to grow your business, how to do whatever it needs on your cell phone. Just talk to it. It will give you the answers. So why do you want to recreate something that you don't have to? And it's already been simplified for you. Guy called me, he says, Baron, I need a business plan. How much would you charge me to do a business plan? I said, well, if I did it the old way, I'd charge you $1,500. He said, no problem. I said, why pay me $1,500 and you can talk to your phone, get it in 2 minutes, and keep the money for yourself. But we have to let each other know these things are out there for us. Technology is leaps and bounds now. AI is going to create 20 billion jobs worldwide by 2030. So if you're not in AI or learning AI now, coding, all different types of media, you're going to be left behind in the jobs of the future. Okay? You will be left behind. And life is going to keep going. So I saw this and I said, you know what? And I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm getting ready to open up an AI school to teach kids AI. So I can get them jobs at Microsoft, at Apple. So they're not having to go to a McDonald's. They're not having to work at a car wash. They have something that's tangible to make a living for what the upcoming future is going to provide. They're getting a running start. We have to give back. So people, go into this AI. You can get it on your phone. You don't have to ask anybody. It's been there for you.
Yeah, and they implementing that into so much stuff now to where you see that's even on your social media. They got the AI component on there.
Exactly.
And I always say, like, you get a lot of people in different industries that do worry about AI. So you get like some people in the marketing industry that worry about AI. But it's still how you can use it and implement it. And even to the point to where you can get software created with AI implemented for your customers. So it's so it's so many different ways that people definitely don't think about that.
And the marketing aspect of it for your business. A lot of people that don't know how to market their business.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. AI,
Yeah.
how do I market my business? They're going to tell you how to market your business. How much easier can it get? We never had that in the past. We did it by trial and error.
Yeah.
Take the error out of it.
That's smart. That's smart.